Hi, I'm Adam Elmakias, and I am a music photographer on tour with the Day to Remember, and I am currently in Sweden.
Yeah, so Brovalla, what do you think of the festival so far?
It's cool. We got here, well, we flew out yesterday at 5 a.m., left at, or 7:25 a.m., got here, got to the airport at 10, got a new bus, drove here, woke up at 1, and we're inside, so the I was telling me is just wake up here and walk around. It's cool. I think there's more DJs today than, and not in the kind of music I'm used to, but it's cool. So it's cool that
So yesterday's festival in Finland, right?
Yes, Rock on the Beach.
Yeah, how was it?
It was awesome. It was probably one of the most fun festivals we've had. The weather was a lot nicer. It was on the beach. What happened yesterday? They hung out with Jared Leto a lot. They were really stoked about that. Got cool photos. Hung out on the beach. Ate crepes or Finnish pancakes. It was fun.
So now you're here with A Day to Remember.
Yes.
How is it to shoot from the band for a whole tour?
It's nice. I guess each show, instead of having to get like a certain amount of images that show the show, I just get like the amount of images that I want that work best for that like lighting, that stage, and that day, rather than like, you know, let's say having me in a crowd shot, but there's not a lot of kids there, so a lot of people on shows where they're smaller don't get crowd shots, things like that. Shows where it's bigger, get lots of crowd shots. So today I'm not going to do crowd shots because it's like they play earlier there, so it's fun.
How did you came in touch with all those bands you're photographing for?
I've been working with them for a long time, so I guess like most people, like I don't know, how long have you how long have you been a photographer?
I'm not so much photographing, but viewing.
You do photography?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know like how long have you? This I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but how long have you known me?
About 2 years, I think.
All right, cool. So like, that's like a lot of people sort of figure out about bands or about artists like when they start to get bigger.
Yeah.
So what they don't realize is like that 5 years before that had to put in work with all these bands to get able to do this. So there wasn't really a moment where it was like with big bands, you know, it took a while. So yeah, I met them all when I was like 17. Them, Pierce Dale, All Time Low. Bring the Horizon, I sort of all met in a year. And sometimes I won't shoot them for a whole year, but I met them and I hung out with them and tour and keep growing with them, hopefully. It's fun.
Who's the most funny guy to hang out with?
Funny? Yeah. Neil from the Day to Remember, from all of the bands.
All of the bands.
Jack from All Time Low is like one of my favorite dudes, just because we just get in trouble, just do fun shit. Neil is pretty similar to him. Neil doesn't know that yet, but hopefully once they meet up and hang out more, they'll realize. But they're both just fucking weird people, and it's fun to photograph weird. Sorry, I swore.
Doesn't matter.
All right, cool. They're weird people, so it's fun to photograph them. Ollie from Bring the Horizon has always been awesome because when I met him, he was really young. Not really young, maybe like 18, 19, 20 maybe. But he was doing a lot of crazy stuff because he was young and he had like his tour on. And so it's cool to be friends with him now that he's matured. And, does that make sense? That's good?
That's good, yeah.
Right, sure I'm doing good.
Yeah. What's the best place to shoot the bands from? The stage or the
I don't know if there's a best. I feel like shooting from the pit makes sense for a lot of publications because they want to show the bands playing the show, which makes sense because they want to show musicians. But for the bands, they know they're playing the show. What you don't know is how many kids are in the show, what the crowd looks like, what they're excited when they're playing it. So it's more important to, I think, shoot from behind and use the kids. When I say kids, I just mean I don't mean, but use them as the backdrop because it's a lot more interesting. And it really, if you're always shooting from the pit, if you're shooting from just one day, that's okay. But But if you're shooting from it 30 days in a row, it's boring because everything looks the same. So I often shoot from the stage, and then I don't have to do a security. Because that's my least favorite thing ever, is just, especially in other countries where they don't speak English and I don't speak their language, it can be like very big misunderstanding. Fast.
How old were you when you got your first camera?
I think I was like 15. I got like a free one from this website I was a part of. That was really bad, and I didn't ever use it. But I just gave it back. It was very hard to use. And then I bought one for like $500 with my college money with my mom, and got a Canon S2 IS. It was good.
Did you go straight to bands, or did you photograph something else?
I photographed like kind of like birds, railroads, houses, you know, like everything around for a while. I did that on my own time. I sort of kept to myself a lot in high school, so I did that and in my own time. And then sort of went through a big learning phase where I would just shoot everything, sports, just whatever I wanted to shoot, so I was happy to shoot. But I was also going to a lot of concerts, so I ended up bringing my camera with me to the shows. And just, it slowly progressed into like, oh, actually I like doing this. This is actually fun. And gets me in the shows free, so I just did that. And but no, I didn't get my camera right away. I was like, I'm gonna be this. I just did what was fun.
What bands will you shoot today? Is it only Radiosuicide Photography, or will you do something else?
I play it by ear, so like I don't really know going to a festival like how strict they're gonna be, how far away the stages are from each other. Some bands have what's called a closed stage, where nobody can go on their stage. Some bands have an open stage, but for the most part, my thing is like I'll shoot Day to Remember, and then if I know other bands like Parker Drive today, I'll shoot them. But I very rarely will shoot people that I don't know, because I shoot from stage, not from the pit. It's very easy to just get on the stage and start shooting. So unless I know their crew or I've talked to them at home, I won't usually go. So it sucks. It makes it hard to grow. You know, I wish I was still ignorant. I could be like, hey, I'm gonna go on the stage and shoot, get in trouble. But if you do that, you don't, maybe in the future maybe you'll never hire me. That makes sense?
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Yeah. And the Angry Bird dress you had.
You see it?
Yeah, of
All right,
course.
cool.
I lifted you up.
Thank you. Oh yeah. I was worried today. I'm like, I was up there and then it wasn't moving, so I was moving.
How did you idea for this?
Well, it's something a Day to Remember has done for a while, actually. Usually the merch guy does it, but he's not on this tour, so I did it for him. It's their idea. In the past, they had Gumby. He's like this big green thing.
Oh yeah.
And there's him. But before all this, I don't know where they got the idea originally, but I used to have like these spandex suits. You know those like full suits? I had like a black one and a zebra one, and they would let me go on stage and just do nothing. Just run numb and pierce the nail, just go and dance. And one day they let me actually do vocals for Wax Larry, where you know Mike from Protest. I did those for them in Barcelona, and it was I could never be in a band, but it was like pretty confused. Like, yes, I'm singing. They sound terrible. So, but I like to think in my head. I don't know. I'll have to ask them after this work. But I think they're good. They're great at that.
And when you're out there in the crowd, you had a GoPro. Where will it be published?
Oh, the footage?
Yeah.
Well, while I'm out with I don't know. I have been doing it every day, like GoProing, just because it would be a shame not to. Like yesterday, I got thrown into the lake. So like, I turned next to the water, so I got past and they threw me into the water. But I have like maybe like 10 days now. I missed some festivals because it was too hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna make a video.
Yeah. Thank you.
What about it? What I use?
Yeah.
I travel with. Well, my gear got stolen on this tour. I should probably start by saying that. So I have it, but it's almost all of the guitarists from Day to Remembers. He brought it in and borrowed it. But I usually have Canon 5D Mark III the GoPro, and then I have like the 70-200 to a 17-40 for 85-1.8, 50-1.2, 35-1.4. Actually, I don't have the 50-1.2 anymore, but it's nice. And then I think that's it. Yeah. And I have some flashes. I have monopod. Just like stuff that's ready for any situation. Yes.
You're probably going to buy new stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
What's the most important thing when buying new stuff to think about?
I try to think of this as like problem solving. So, for example, maybe that's the 24-70. Maybe you're shooting for the pit and your photos aren't close enough. So you get 70-200. So that's the way I think of gear. I think my next thing I'm going to do is buy. I only have one camera, which is really all I need. I had two, but one got stolen. I've had not good luck. But I think I'm going to buy a few more cameras to have, like one in my hand, one on the ceiling, one at the front of the house, so I can like shoot. I think that would be better.
So as far as photo shoots,
Yeah.
What's the one thing you always bring?
Well, the obvious thing would be my camera, I guess. But I'm trying to think if there's anything fun that I bring to every photo shoot. I don't really know. These kinds of questions stump me. Give me like 1 minute. I mean, I bring everything that you obviously know somebody brings to a photo shoot to do it. I guess the one thing that I love to bring when I can are like a friend. Because it's always makes it easier when you have somebody who I can be like, hey, am I messing up right now? Like, is this a good idea? Or get like another opinion. He's my assistant, but he lives in San Diego, so only when I'm home he comes to my photo shoots. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
As far as portraits, you seem to have a really simple setup.
Yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time thinking about the easiest way to set up?
For the, are you referring to like the backstage portraits kind of?
Yeah.
Like the recent ones? So did I spend a lot of time thinking of what to do for those?
Yeah, how to set it up and the easiest way.
I guess like my problem was I had I had originally tried to do those portraits on Warped Tour because there's so many bands, and I had a complicated setup. And the thing I found was that I wasn't getting the photos because it was taking too long to set up, or it was too many. There's too many other variables that made it so I couldn't shoot the photos. So I tried to get rid of those variables by just making the lighting very simple, and that way the only thing that would be a problem would be the model not coming, rather than my gear not working. Just because I don't know, but I like it simple. It's easier to work with artists.
So, if you were to start doing music photography from the beginning, what specific gear would you recommend
To start with, I mean, obviously a camera. I think that the easiest way to start is to get whatever camera you can afford. I mean, because you can't really tell. Obviously, anybody can get the best camera they could. There's no, they just get better as they go. So that's ideal. But I think I would start with the 50mm 1.8 just because it's cheap and really low light, and I think that's a problem most people run into. And if that's not an option, then a wide angle flash so that you can shoot shows. Because I imagine when most people start out, they start with smaller shows where you can use a flash. So I don't know.
So, talking about GoPros,
Yeah.
what version do you have?
I have
Did
the
you
two.
have?
I actually broke one on this tour, and so I'm borrowing Alex's right now. I'm a mess. I've been traveling for like months this year, so I get home in a few days, restock it all. But I have the same one you have right there, but I think I'm gonna upgrade depending on what I'm gonna use them for. But I don't use the audio, so it's pretty good.
What's the best and the worst thing about using
GoPro?
Yeah, a GoPro.
I guess most of the best thing is how small it is. Like just be able to put it anywhere. Like yesterday, somebody was mean to us, and one of the guys called him out, and it was like pretty much like a verbal, not fight, just disagreement. And if I had had my camera like this, it would have been intrusive. I just turned my GoPro on and recorded it, just because it's a moment, and that's convenient. And then it's gonna go on your head, the bird thing. And I guess most of the complaints I have about it, they solve with attachments, like not being able to see the video, or the audio, you can get a microphone. So most of those problems they handle. It's pretty positive product.
Yeah, that was all.
That's it?
Yep.
Yes. Awesome, thank you. All right, man.
Shoot.